Hi guys, this is LishaJoya. This is one of my very first response videos, and I chose this wonderful man called Controvertible Snitch on YouTube. He is actually a very smart, intelligent human being, and he makes the most complex topics seem so simple and so easily to understand. And I appreciate his knowledge, and I appreciate his common sense in explaining things. He made a video saying, so you ate something that wasn't vegan. Basically in this video, he thought that a cereal called Golden Grams was vegan, and he took a picture of it and he shared it with his friends. And his vegan friend said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know Golden Grams was vegan." You know, and he was like, "What? I thought they were vegan." And you know, and someone else who's been vegan for longer, you know, is like shocked, you know, to know that something that they thought that wasn't vegan is now vegan. So it got him to think about, why is she responding in that way? And I've done that exact same thing, okay? For a while, I thought honey was vegan. I thought fish oil was vegan for DHEA for the brain. I thought other things were vegan, and then later on discovered that they weren't. So I had to tweak my diet. Well, he goes on, and he discovers in this cereal that there's vitamin D3 in here. And he discovers that vitamin D3 is most likely not plant-based source. It's actually an animal-based source to get it. And he's new to veganism. But I want to also interject with something. It doesn't matter how old you are in veganism, you're always going to be learning something new. The key is to be constantly proactive and to not beat yourself up if you discover something isn't vegan. It's okay if you accidentally ate something that wasn't vegan, then later on discovered that it was not vegan. What you can do is that you not eat that no more and find a replacement.
So, you're new to veganism. You have a meal that you recently discovered that was vegan, and you've been eating this meal your entire life, so yay, yay. You're happy, you're full of excitement. Then you find out, through further research, it's not vegan. What do? Take this back to real life, because that's what this video derived from, something that happened to me 2-3 days ago, I think, where I posted a picture of Golden Grams and almond milk to my friend's inbox. She's been vegan for a while. When I posted this to her inbox, she was like, yay, it's vegan. I didn't know that Golden Grams were vegan. And I said, yeah, of course it's vegan. I went, looked it up. It was on PETA's website for accidentally vegan foods, and it was on a couple other websites saying that it was vegan. So no harm, no foul, you're good. But me, I don't know, something in her voice that I was thinking she would have easily have known this information. Why would she be shocked? So I decided to pull out my phone, research some more, and I learned about something called vitamin D3. About everything I'm about to say is not the most important thing as opposed to what I'm going to say after it. But when you look at the back of the cereal boxes or any nutritional facts from anything, and you see vitamin D, what you want to focus on is it vitamin D2 or vitamin D? Vitamin D2 comes from plant sources, and vitamin D3 comes from animal sources, sheep wool. In fact, the third source of vitamin D is the sun. Now, vitamin D2 comes from irradiated mushrooms, and D3 comes from wool. In other words, D3 is the same kind of vitamin as humans get from the sun. Humans just don't get enough, and we can't produce it on our own like the sheep can. D3 is natural for humans, D2 is not, since it's come from plant-based sources. So, you go and you do this research, and you see clear that, man, if I take D3, then this pretty much isn't vegan, so why would this cereal be considered vegan? Now you research again even further, and you find out that it's possible that you can have D3 from animal too.
Now you guys see that he's now researching things and finding out that there might be vitamin D3, and it might also come from plant-based sources as well, because there are some other sources for the same exact thing. Like there may be a calcium source that may come from cow, or there may be a calcium source that comes from tofu. You know, it might be a plant-based source for the same exact mineral or nutrient that you need versus an animal-based one. And now he's, you know, finding out, wait, there might be a possibility that this ingredient in here may actually be vegan because it may come from a plant-based source. And that is where the catch-22 comes as vegan. It's like you don't completely know if this is 100% vegan. And you go through these dilemmas in your mind, and you kind of like have to rethink on, okay, am I going to buy this product with the chance or the risk of it not being vegan? Or am I going to just chance it and risk it and just eat it because I desire it? You know, and it comes with the choice, you know. But my honest advice, my honest opinion is, you're over dissecting what is supposed to be something is so wonderful. You're making it so, you're dissecting it too much, and you're making yourself not enjoy your veganism. I mean, yes, so veganism is about doing no harm, whether it is to animals or to others or yourself. It's also taking care of your body and eating well and you know, just overall wellness, you know. But I feel like a lot of people, they over dissect something that's so simple. They over analyze something that doesn't need to be analyzed at all. When it comes to certain minerals and certain ingredients, yes. However, constantly overly dissecting throws the experience away. I've been vegan for about 3 years, and you're always learning something new. Always learning that this is vegan, or this isn't vegan, or this particular ingredient can be vegan if you find it in a certain fashion. And that's the beauty of veganism, is that you're always growing, you're always learning, and you have to stop beating yourself up when you find out something that isn't completely vegan, and you have to stop overly dissecting the new knowledge that you end up having. You need to stop it, because you're just ruining it for yourself. Yes, you're supposed to be constantly proactive and learning what each ingredient is and why it's vegan and why it's not vegan. It's very important, because you're learning about what's going inside your body, and you're learning and taking care of yourself. That self-love, that self-care, that's very important. But at the same time, over-analyzing it will ruin the experience for you.
Whatever food you put into this thing, you registered, somebody said it was vegan on a reputable websites and stuff that you trust, and you find out it has a product in it that's not vegan, and you just say, I'm not going to eat it, and then all of a sudden you can hear it's possible that it can come from animals. All this stuff can be confusing to a new vegan, and it can also push you away from veganism as you're thinking about one single food source when, man, do I got to do this all day? Do I got to do this all the time? So what's the easiest way to get around scenarios like this?
Okay, Snitchie makes a very valid point. You know, what I was trying to say earlier in my last point, a lot of people have a tendency to overthink this to the point it makes the overall vegan experience, the vegan lifestyle, so frustrating that it throws them away from wanting to do the vegan lifestyle and to become healthy, and to get rid of these things out of their bodies that's creating such toxicity inside their bodies. And people think of it as a hassle now. Oh, they got to read the labels. They've got to, you know, do this and they got to do that. And it can be overwhelming for a new vegan. And I can understand his point on that. He makes an extreme valid point with that. He just explained it so simply This is one of the reasons why I actually like this guy, because he actually explains things simply, intelligently, without his emotions, but at the same time, he's not a robot. He's not a narcissist. He's not a jerk about how he explains things. He's really real, you know. And that's one of the things I admire about Snitch, is that upon reviewing his other videos, that, you know, he really does go on about and tries to properly explain something that would not be able to be understandable by anybody else, but he explains it so simply. And he makes a very, very valid point, because it can frustrate a new vegan, or not just a new vegan. It even frustrates me to this very day, to be honest. And I've been vegan for about 3 years. Valentine's Day will be 3 years since I went vegan, and I'm always reading the labels. I'm frustrated because I can't take certain multivitamins because I need it for my iron deficiency anemia, you know. I have to not eat the heme iron. I have to eat the non-heme iron. I have to eat more because of my anemia. And it's frustrating because you have to know what you're doing, and you also have to do that. But the reward, honestly, the reward outweighs the frustration, people. If you are a new vegan, it's worth going through and reading the labels. It's worth knowing what's going in your body. It's worth it. In the end, it's overall worth it. I'm a living testament to why it's important to learn and to read. And even though you're frustrated about finding that this is vegan, this is not, and you have to tweak your diet, and you have to like get rid of things that you were so used to eating, it's alright to be frustrated, but it's, you know, you doing something about it. But Snitch makes a very valid point. See, I actually had benign breast tumor in my left breast. I have video of it in my video blogs. If you want to go look in my videos, okay? Because I went vegan and I was reading the labels, I would stop eating those hormones in my diet. I stopped eating all those other stuff that was creating me to become more toxic in my body. I was reading more and more and more and learning more and more that there's no more, not even a benign tumor in my breast anymore. I was shocked my last visit, and you can see my doctor's visit video. The last time I went, she could not detect my breast tumor. She could not detect it. Yes, people. And it's from going vegan. It was going vegan. And it's from reading the labels, and yes, all the hard work of being frustrated of going vegan and reading the labels is absolutely worth it. But Snitch makes a very, very valid point that a lot of vegans will eventually become frustrated because they have to read the labels. But it's completely worth it, everyone. It's completely worth it.
So what's the easiest way to get around scenarios like this? I say again, we come back to what made you decide to become a vegan. Did you decide to become a vegan for health? If you decided to become a vegan for health, this is pretty much simple. There is nothing wrong if you take some animal products. If you became a vegan from health, it would be the equivalent of going on a very strict diet and all of a sudden you eat some gluttonous foods. Just go back to eating the foods that you were eating before, and don't eat the gluttonous foods as much. But there's no moral dilemma if you're a vegan for health. It's just that when you ingest this tiny little D3, you're ingesting possibly some form of an animal, which could possibly make you such tiny. It's not as healthy as you were before. But what if you're an ethical vegan? What if you're here but you don't want to cause any of the suffering of animals? Now, if this was the case, you are an ethical vegan, I wouldn't take it. If I don't know where it came from, it's a possibility, and I'm trying to just simply get nutrients in my body and enjoy a meal. There are countless amounts of other meals that you can take and that you can eat. People down the street make their own spicy jelly, and I'm like, oh, I love this so much, please don't tell me I can't eat this. And then now I'm looking up different kind of gelatins, and I find out that yes, this is in fact vegan, so I get to eat it still. But if I would have found out that it was not vegan, I wouldn't have taken that
Okay. Okay. Snitch makes an extremely other valid point. I want to mention this. Is that when I first became a vegan, I became a vegan for health reasons. But I love animals, okay? And then I learned, you know, as you learn and you go along, you learn in your veganism about the real reason behind veganism. It's not just about health, it's about the ethical reasons as well, about the treatment of animals. But it's not just about the treatment of animals either, it's about the treatment of other human beings too, because we are technically animals too. And, you know, he goes in and he makes the point. You know, if you went in for health reasons, ingesting this little bit of thing that you accidentally ate, you know, you shouldn't really be feeling bad about. But at the same time, if you became a vegan for ethical reasons and you question it, don't eat it. Simple. There's other things that we can eat. I mean, you don't have to eat golden grams. You don't have to eat other things that you don't know if they're vegan or not. You can eat bananas, you can eat, you know, granola that don't have honey. You can eat whatever you want that's vegan. We are not limited on a vegan lifestyle or a vegan diet at all. That's his other point. There are so many other things we can eat as a vegan. And he makes the point very simple. If you have came in to be a vegan and for health reasons and you accidentally ate a little bit of something that might have a small trace of something that might is the keyword, might have an animal product in it, you know, it's going to make you a little bit less healthier than you were before you ate it. So you've got to take that chance. You got to take that risk. That's his point. He explains it so perfectly and so simply. I just can't believe how beautiful this man has actually put this point in, and I can't just reiterate it. This is why I keep telling people, don't beat yourself up if you screw up on your vegan diet. Once you realize something that isn't vegan, you have the option to get rid of it, okay, and start over and find something else. The nice thing about being vegan, there's a lot of options out there. A lot of options out there. We are not limited. A vegan lifestyle, a vegan diet, vegan food is not boring. I used to think that vegan food was boring. I'm making vegan macaroni and cheese. My son and my son's friends will fight for food that is vegan from me because I don't make sucky vegan food. There's alternatives to the same exact foods you used to eat. And they're plant-based, they're not animal-based, and they're delicious and they're satiating and satisfying and gratifying and fulfilling, you know, and that's what Snitch's point is. There's other things you can eat. And it doesn't really matter if you are an ethical vegan or vegan for health reasons. There's no right or wrong answer. Just choose something else. Don't beat yourself up. You know, I, at first, like I told you guys, became a vegan for health reasons. And now I'm both an ethical vegan and a vegan for health reasons. And I love that you can be vegan for any reason that you want. And it doesn't make you fake, it doesn't make you real, it doesn't make you anything. It just makes you a vegan. Okay?
Supplements that are vegan. There's golden grams, vegan golden grams made by a vegan company. I can put that link into the description below if you guys would like that too. But if I'm unsure of something, I just simply wouldn't take it, as there are other options out there for you to take. How to not get...
That's my point. My point, plain and simple, without it being drawn out.
Overwhelmed by finding out all of this new information about one little ingredient, and then you go into the nutritional facts and you got to look up all these little scientific words. What's the best way to help you with that? It's going to be a community. It's going to be other vegans who have been exposed to veganism far longer than
Okay guys, Snitch makes a very good valid point. Just because you find something else that's not vegan, there's a point to keep yourself on track, to keep you on point, is to be a part of a vegan community. As there's a lot of people in the vegan community that are very helpful and very enlightening. There's even people that are even new in veganism that have learned so much already that you may not even realize. For instance, my son, he learned that bovine capsules, so some of his medicine is actually covered in bovine, and he didn't want to take his anti-seizure medicine, but I had to encourage him to take his anti-seizure medicine. You know, so I mean, as you learn, you're going to develop, you're going to be a part of a community. The part is about helping each other. It's not about hurting each other. It's not about telling you, oh, you're a bad vegan because you ate this. Well, maybe that person may not be completely aware that this ingredient may not be completely vegan. Just like Snitch didn't realize that vitamin D3 in his cereal for Golden Grams was not vegan, or possibly could not have been vegan. That brings me to my other point about the whole community. See, over time, a lot of us, we extensively read the labels. I know, I do. Okay, even Golden Grams' label, I don't know if you can see, I'll put the nutritional label right here somehow. But there's other ingredients in it that I found out that are not vegan in Golden Grams. Oh yes, there's the modified food starch that's in it. Modified food starch is technically not vegan, and because it harms the body. So I mean, technically by nature, doing no harm to nothing and no one. Well, if we're doing harm to ourselves, it's technically not vegan. You know, we can go into this whole debate of like each ingredient list, but that's not the main focus.
But if I'm unsure of something, I just simply wouldn't take it, as there are other options out there for you to take. How to not get overwhelmed by finding out all of this new information about one little ingredient, and then you go into the nutritional facts and you got to look up all these little scientific words. What's the best way to help you with that? It's going to be a community. It's going to be other vegans who have been exposed to veganism far longer than you that can help you on your journey. We are social animals, and we learn best when we are getting help from friends and others that are involved in the same kind of community that we're in. As soon as I found out about vitamin D3, I made a stream about it, and a whole bunch of vegans came over to help me out.
Okay, Snitch makes a very valid point, how we need to be a part of a community. Now, I mentioned in my last clip that it's not about pointing out, oh, you're not being vegan because you are not eating this and this and this and that. No, people, we are part of a community, just like he said. We are here to help each other in this journey. We are not doing this vegan lifestyle on our own. We're doing it as a family, as a community, as a whole, as a unity, because we have a common goal, whether it's to be healthy or to not do any harm to animals or do any harm to people in general. We can go through and dissect, you know, each ingredient, you know, if we want. But my other point is, you may not be where this person might be in their veganism. It doesn't make you right or wrong. It doesn't make them right or wrong. It just makes that you are not in the same point. Like someone who is new is not going to think that honey isn't vegan. But a person who's been in veganism for a while has learned that honey isn't vegan. So as a community, this person that has a little bit more experience can gently guide and help this person who doesn't know that honey isn't vegan and say, hey, didn't you know that's not vegan? And they can explain why it's not vegan, and and how that person, the new person, processes that information on what they do with that information. That's up to them and their journey, their life. They might not be in a position where they can completely get rid of something right away. What if it's financial, or what if it's a certain emotional attachment to it? Example. Like I said, have been vegan for almost 3 years. And I never have ever thought about makeup. I'm not talking about food, I'm talking about vegan makeup. And I never thought about the being ethical part of vegan makeup or hair products or facial care or arm deodorant or clothes. I never fully thought about that. I was watching other more experienced vegans, and they were explaining in detail about why it's this and why it's that. Instead of being all emotional, going, oh my god, I gotta get rid of all my makeup, I'm overwhelmed, I was like, oh, okay. What other alternatives can I do that are reasonable? So you guys have seen my video of me getting rid of all my non-vegan makeup. And yes, it was a lot, okay? Because you kind of go where the light goes off in your head, and you go, well, this is not vegan because it was tested on animals. That's not ethical. That's not right. I will not support my dollar into such cruelty. And in turn, you benefit. Okay? In the end, you benefit. 1, you get a new product to use. 2, it's better for you in general. That's what happened with me. Is that, it was a pain in the butt to get rid of all my makeup. To go through that, okay, this is not right for me to have this makeup that was tested on animals. I had to stop what I was doing and research all these companies on what was vegan and what was not vegan. And then I even had to stop my video to go in and figure out if this company I didn't know was vegan or not. So yes, I didn't know that Lancome was vegan or not. I didn't know that Rimmel was not vegan or not. You know what I mean? I did not know, so I put those makeup pieces aside and decide what to do with them later. Just like you will decide what foods you want to replace when you find out this isn't vegan. Say for example, you think milk is vegan, but it's actually a vegetarian product because it comes from a what? An animal. So you find a replacement. Almond milk, cashew milk. I actually had to go out of my comfort zone as a vegan. And yes, you do find that you do tend to go out of your comfort zone as a vegan sometimes. There's things I don't like to eat as a vegan, but I eat them anyway. And because I don't like to eat them, I learned ways to make them that I would actually like it. I don't like tofu, but I found a way to like tofu. I do not like coconut oil or coconut period, but I found a way to like coconut now. And there's things like artichokes. I hate artichokes. There's certain ways I've learned how to make artichokes. You learn things as you go along, and that's okay. And that's part of the community. That's where the community comes along and helps each other. When you have a community that helps each other, you're very strong. When you have a community that breaks each other, you're all off doing your own little things and everyone's divided. And what a beautiful thing that Snitch mentions about the community. And it's okay to ask for help. That's my other point. Snitch makes a very beautiful point about the community. I'm asking for help. And it's okay if you don't know something. But that's what the community is for. And I just love his point.
Around you that has more experience. It would be no different than if you were going to play football. You talk to other coaches that help you out, that's been involved for years, no matter what you're into. As we're social animals, we help each other. Like me, I'm a new vegan. I haven't been vegan for a long time, but I just came across this issue with vitamin D3.
Now, this is the point when he makes a couple of points. But I want to say something to him first before I get on to that. You mentioned how, you know, you're a new vegan. But you don't know that I've been vegan for 3 years and you've been helping me in my journey. Even though I'm quote unquote technically older than you in veganism. But I wanted to encourage you, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good, Snitch. You really are doing good. You're doing wonderful. You're helping out in more than one way. And you are right. You are absolutely 150 million trillion billion infinity percent right. And when you say that we need more experienced people, because just like if you were to go to martial arts and you were to be in there, you would need to be trained by someone who was a higher belt than you, obviously, because they got more experience, right? Kind of like if you were kickboxing or if you were doing Muay Thai, you would need someone to have more experience because they learned the techniques. Just like vegans, we need more vegans with experience, or people who are willing to get more experience or willing to learn, you know, more things so we can help each other. And that's the whole goal, is to learn and to grow and to help each other, right? So Snitch, you really are doing good. You may only be vegan only for a few months, but guess what? You're doing a world good to vegans of all ages, of all races, all religions. You're doing good for vegans of any duration that they've been vegan. It doesn't matter if you've been vegan for 2 days or 5 years or 25 years. You are helping so many vegans of many different experience levels. And I want to keep encouraging you to keep making your videos just like that, because you have some awesome, very intelligent, excuse me, I'm just got so many things to tell you, Snitch. You've got so many intelligent things to say, and you make them so easy to understand. And I want to keep encouraging you as a sister to a brother to keep making your vegan videos, because they do help and they do make impact. So I hope you like this video. Hope you like this response video. And I look forward to see you guys on the flip side.